guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our mass making sessions. We are up to week number 171, would you believe? So for anyone who doesn't watch my channel, we are doing reruns. So we are rerunning week number 71, so we are week number 171. So what we are making today, we are making easy Patricia Varimontes book page pockets. These aren't the kind of traditional book page pockets that we've done recently. Oh, I'm just trying to think, what did we call them? Let me just quickly check on my iPad, because I just obviously watched a refresher this morning to make sure that I knew what we were actually doing today. So yeah, let me just check what I called it last time. Oh, easy double pocket they are called. So not my idea, completely Patricia Varimontes idea. So yes, what we are making. Right, if you are wanting to join along, you are going to need a selection of papers. Now, I'm going to be using, well, I've got a variety of papers, and I have to say, I've kind of done a bit of a U-turn since when I made these previously, because I made them previously using things like book page, and I think I must have used just normal copy paper thickness. So I've got some paper that's copy paper thickness. However, these days I don't feel quite so confident that it's going to be thick enough. So we're going to kind of experiment, but yeah, definitely, obviously Patricia, you know, she's queen of book page. She uses book page to make these. I've also got some sheet music and things. So we're just going to kind of experiment and see what works best, really. But basically, you know, you're going to need a selection of different papers. And just kind of see which suits you best. Like I say, I mean, this has been a couple of years, obviously, since I did the original video. And to be honest, like all these things, we kind of evolve, don't we, in the things that we decide we like best. And, you know, copy paper thickness, I'm not so sure that I would be that confident having it, you know, just copy paper thickness. But we will see how we get on. So what I've got here, this is some book page, but this is an extra large book. So when I made them previously, I made them with, you know, more regular size pages, you know, kind of your, yeah, I don't know, 9 by 5 would it be, kind of, you know, 8 by 5, normal size, what I would call normal size book page. However, I did say in that video, I mean, I'm not particularly a delicate, tiny person. So I like kind of big, you know, big bulky things. So I happen to have these book pages. Now, this is an actual vintage book. I mean, as you can see, it's lovely and discoloured. This book page is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and a half inches by 2, 4, 6, 8. 10 and a half by 8 and a half inches. Now, these are obviously massive pages, and I am not suggesting that you need massive pages for these. Like I say, last time I did use, you know, regular size book pages. I have got some slightly more regular book pages here, although they still seem to be bigger than the average. But obviously, you know, like I say, that's because I mainly use quite big items when I come to make a journal. So let's get making one and have a look at what we make. Sorry, I'm all a fluster this morning. It's because, well, I'll go on to tell you in a minute why it's because, but yeah, you're also going to need some scissors. You're going to need some glue. Now, I'm using my Anita's tacky glue. This is my go-to glue. And I know lots of you do ask which glue I use. I always tend to use Anita's tacky glue. I've used it for years. I do struggle sometimes to get it out the bottle, but I still like it best out of all the glues. So that's the glue I'm using. You may want to have an inky tool. You might want to have, you know, some ink and things to blend them up. You may want to have a thumb hole punch. Again, up to you really, whether, you know, because that's an optional kind of extra. You may want a bone folder, or of course you could use your scissor handle. You may want, you know, a ruler or a paper trimmer, if that's kind of how you like to work, you know, that you like to kind of measure things and do things more precisely. I'm pretty rubbish, so I will be just using my eyes to guess. And you may want to have a glue spreader, you know, if you like to kind of, you know, spread your glue and things. So that's what we're going to be using. Right, going to take one of my book pages. Now, what you do, you start by, and again, guesstimating here, your page into thirds. So this is where I'm saying you may prefer to do this more precisely, i.e., you know, on a scoreboard or something like that. I judge by eye, but of course it's up to you, and you must do, you know, how you find it best. So what you're doing, you're going to just put your book page or your paper, whatever paper it is you're using, into thirds. Now again, it's just approximate thirds. You don't have to get too hung up. You know, if it's not quite, you know, quite precise, that doesn't really matter. It's all fine. Now, this is where I say that actually I've evolved, or maybe I've kind of deteriorated. I'm not sure which I would describe it. In that, this is going to be your back pocket. Okay, now this feels pretty flimsy because of course it is just book page, which, you know, that's fine, but you know, I'm not the most delicate of people, like I say, and so for me, I feel like this is a vulnerable point. So what I'm going to try and do today is actually, I think, fold this down so that I have a thicker point for my pocket, for that back pocket. Now here, I'm just going to, actually I can just tear that because I don't need it to be folded down like that for the other pocket, if you see what I mean. And you'll see why in a moment. So that's going to just give me a thicker point of kind of entry for that. So I'm going to glue that down straight away, just so it's not kind of in the way. So like that. And like I say, this is something I did not do last time. I've kind of added this step just because actually I thought, oh, you know, that I'm surprised is, you know, not kind of causing me an issue because it's quite a flimsy pocket. But by doing this, you've just reinforced your kind of entry point. So, you know, for me, I think that's kind of a, you know, a safety measure. Now, this book page is kind of tearable, so I'm just going to tear that across. And then what you're going to do with your front pocket is you're just going to bring this down to a triangle, or, you know, diagonal. And that's all there is to these. So even with that extra step that we took by folding this down, it's really not made these any more kind of cumbersome or tricky to make. So, you know, I was kind of like wondering whether it might make them a little bit fiddly, but actually it still worked fine. So I'm just going to glue this pocket down, or glue this flap down like that. Okay, and let me just get a wipe so I've got something to mop up my glue a little bit. Okay. Okie dokie. And then you've got your pocket here. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to glue your pocket across at the bottom. So just along that bottom line. Okay? And you're going to fold that in. You don't have to worry about this section because when your pocket folds over, that's going to kind of hold that together anyway. Okay? So then what you're going to do is glue your other pocket down, you know, your front kind of pocket like that. So just down the two sides and then just squish that together like that. Okay? Now, obviously, as you can see, I mean, mine's got a tatty bottom edge where I've obviously torn that out of the book. I mean, personally, I quite like things like that. But I do realise that's perhaps not everybody's, you know, cup of tea. So if you didn't like that, of course, you could, you know, trim that up. But basically what you've got then is you've got your pocket here and then you've got a pocket here. And then when you glue this in, I would probably glue it on, you know, three sides here. And you'd then have a side loading pocket there as well. So they're quite nice, aren't they? I mean, when I made it from the smaller book page, you know, you could have it this way round. I mean, you could have it this way round anyway. What you could do is obviously cut your pocket down and then glue it there instead. So, you know, you've got quite a lot of options. I think for me, I'm liking the size of the bigger book pages, but, you know, use what you've got and use, you know, how you would like it best. So I'm going to take one of these slightly smaller book pages. Like I say, it's still bigger, I would say, than the average book page. But what I'm going to do is just literally, again, judging by eye, take that roughly into thirds. Okay, and like I say, it does not need to be, you know, precise. You don't have to get kind of hung up on, oh gosh, it's not quite, you know, not quite right. It's all fine. No one's going to be judging. Okay, so like that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to squish that down so it tears as a little more easily. And then I'm going to take this down again, just like we did on the last one, to reinforce that, you know, the back pocket, or the, you know, the first pocket. Okay, and then I can just tear that up like that. Fold that down along there. So obviously, you know, you may want to use scissors for this. I'm pretty lazy, so I like to just, you know, fold it down and then tear it off. It's all fine. Either way would work fine. You know, and again, it's just finding your method, isn't it, of what works best for you. So squish that down, spread my glue. That just folds in like that. And then here, we just take it down to make that sort of diagonal pocket there. And over that goes like that. Okay. So again, we just glue that triangle down like that. Squish that down like that. And then again, what we're doing is we're running glue here along the bottom like that. Okay. Now, you don't have to use glue. You could use your sewing machine. You know, I do sometimes use the sewing machine in the mass making, but often I do use glue because I like them to be, you know, a really universal kind of project. And I know not everybody has a sewing machine, or, you know, not everyone likes to use their sewing machine with paper. And that's absolutely fine. So, you know, if we do them glued, like I say, I mean, there's some things that I do stitch because I just much prefer them stitched. These particular pockets, I think they're, you know, they're equally nice whether they're stitched or whether they're glued. So as you can see, this one obviously being a smaller book page, this could go this way round on a pocket, on a page, and you'd have a pocket here, and then again, if you glued it down on 3 sides, you could have like a top loading pocket there as well. So, you know, they're really nice pockets, aren't they? And on the last video, I did also demonstrate, and I did mention just now, if you wanted a thumb hole, you know, a circle punch to make a thumb hole, I did put some thumb holes in. Now, again, you know, in hindsight, I'm not sure that I love the thumb holes. That's just, again, you know, my weird kind of taste, really, I suppose, because I kind of feel like the diagonal and the thumb hole maybe don't look so good. But, you know, it's, again, completely up to you. So that's those. So let's try some here with this, you know, decorative paper. Now, obviously, as you can see, I've got my Autumn Blush here on the back, and then I've got my Maribel kit on the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to kind of do it again, kind of, you know, judging by eye, approximately thirds. Now, obviously, this is a much larger piece of paper. So, you know, this is going to be, I mean, this would be a full height pocket as it is. Obviously, as you can see, my printer's not printed borderless anyway, so I'm going to have to chop that top bit off, you know, anyway, just because I don't personally like that. I'm just deciding which way around I want this. So yeah, probably like this. So let me decide, do I want it? Ooh, just thinking I'm going to lose that gorgeous rose, aren't I? By having that going in there. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. Oh, that's such a shame. Oh well. You can't help some of these things, can you? So, right, I'm going to, again, fold this down like that, okay? And squish that down there. Okie dokie. Concentrate on that bit and on here, so as I can just tear that fold off. So, tear that down there. Okay, and then just, like I say, glue this down. You know, and this just literally occurred to me, obviously, when I was watching the rerun through this morning, just to kind of refresh my memory of, you know, how to do these. That I thought, well, actually, I'm going to do these by, you know, folding this over. But, like I said, you know, I'm not necessarily saying this is the best way. I'm definitely not saying it's the only way. You may have a better way to, you know, to reinforce your pockets, or, you know, you might put them down as a single piece of paper and then reinforce them by putting kind of like another decorative piece of paper over them. So the choice is yours, really, how you do them. This is just, you know, a sort of suggestion, really. So again, take this in here like that. And then that's going to just cross across there. Okay, so again, glue down at the bottom. Oops, like that. Fold that pocket in, and then here, I'm going to just glue that triangle down for the diagonal pocket. Okie dokie. I'm just going to squish that down here. Okay, and then, whoops. I'm going to just glue this down here. And we're just going to glue that down. So, I mean, to be honest, again, for something that looks like such a kind of, you know, sophisticated pocket, they're like 2 seconds, aren't they, to make them? So, I mean, you could really make a whole bunch of these super, super quickly. So that's what we're obviously going to do now. We're going to try and make, you know, a whole bunch of these and just relax and have a nice time, have a catch up, and yeah, just do some mass making. So I shall stop talking you through, and I'm going to do them kind of more assembly line style. So, you know, unless there's something kind of different that I think, you know, is worth pointing out, I will probably just, you know, be relatively quiet about the process. So I'm just going to do kind of each stage, you know, at the same time, if you see what I mean. So all of my folding, all of my gluing, all of my cutting, you know, in the same kind of like method, if that makes sense. So I'll just fold a bunch down into thirds first, I think. Oops, 2 bit pages. There we go. So yeah, let's just kind of relax now and have a nice time doing some mass making. So I hope everybody's week has started out well. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I generally film these on a Monday, ready to go up for you guys obviously on the Tuesday. So we are here obviously the last Tuesday before Christmas. So yay, hope everybody's ready for Christmas. Oh, I'm not. Yep. So hope you guys are ready, even if I'm not. Oh, it's my own fault. I like the last minute rush, and yep, obviously there's last minute and there's last minute. So yep, I'm last minute now, as in not really prepared at all. But hey, who cares? We can just get there when we're, you know, when we're kind of yeah, when we're ready. And to be honest, you know, if I'm not ready, well, so be it, to be honest. So yeah. Let me know below. Are you a last minute person? Are you all organised? I know that I did ask this last week and lots of people did say, and oh my goodness, I mean, I felt an envy of all these lovely people who are super organised. And I thought, oh my goodness, just embarrassing myself by being so disorganised. So yeah, good for you. If you are, you know, if you are an organised person, good for you. You really are putting me to shame. This is from my Lace and Letters kit. Now, again, as you can see, obviously I tried to print borderless and my printer did not print borderless. I'm just trying to think whether that's going to show. It is going to show on one side. So I'm just going to cut this slither here, where obviously, you know, that whole not printed borderless thing is going to affect how this looks. So, and this has been coffee dyed. Okay. So yeah, the reason why I was all of a fluster really, obviously we're going to allow like the week of Christmas. So my daughter finished school on Friday, and yes, she's home today, and oh, we just had the nicest time. So we've had a bit of mum and daughter time this morning. So I'm filming this miles later than I normally would. It's about 11:30. So I would normally film this, you know, first thing, kind of like back from the school run. But obviously I didn't do the school run this morning. So yeah, I'm all of a fluster because my routine's been, you know, mucked up. And I'm a routine person, you know, like if anything kind of like gets in the way, that's it. I'm like thrown out, you know, thrown out from my orderly day. So yeah, she's home, and yeah, we just had a bit of mum and daughter time. So we painted our nails, and we straightened her hair. Now, I know I've talked loads of times about this, but yeah, I mean, her hair is like super curly, like wow, like crazy curly. So she got some straighteners last year for Christmas, and you know, we don't very often use them, to be honest, but she's had a haircut recently. I can't remember whether I mentioned that or not. I think I did. So she's had a haircut, which is, you know, brilliant, because she can now obviously, you know, wear her hair in different styles, whereas before we were kind of endlessly growing her hair, but actually all it meant was she just had to wear it in like 2 plaits every single day, because it was just such a terrible nightmare. We couldn't really do anything else with it. So now it's shorter. It's brilliant, because actually she can do things with it herself even. It's so easy. And, you know, she can wear it in little bunches, and, you know, she can put it in, yeah, different styles, kind of like a little top bit, and, you know, do different things, you know, have generally a lot more fun. Oh, would you believe, look, I've done that the wrong side now. So much for cutting the border off, because now I've got the border visible there. Oh, well, I can just cover that up later with sort of lace or something. Yeah, so anyway, she, you know, we've straightened her hair before when it was longer, and oh my goodness, I mean, what a task that used to be. We'd only done it perhaps 2 or 3 times because it was such a nightmare. And to be honest, it didn't really go that brilliantly. It wasn't really that successful. You know, because we never kind of like managed to get it that straight, if you know what I mean, because it was quite long, and, you know, she would get bored, and oh, it was a bit of a nightmare. So anyway, we just straightened it just now. So I mean, I have to say it took so long, which is why I'm now kind of out of kilter, because of course I'm now filming much later, because by the time we'd straightened her hair, which took about 40 minutes, and then, you know, painted our nails. So painted her nails glittery for Christmas, painted my nails glittery for Christmas and things. And we used that, you know, machine thing to do our nails, you know, that I bought a couple of years ago. We don't very often use that, because I can never manage to get the nail varnish off again, and I end up peeling it off, which I think just damages your nails. But anyway, we did that. So that obviously takes quite a long time as well, by the time that you do your nails and dry them, and, you know, put the base coat, the top coat, then all of them different coats. But yeah, so we've had a super nice girly time this morning, but I mean, I've gone off at a tangent. So yeah, I was going to say, so when we straightened her hair anyway, she looks unrecognisable, because yeah, we've never seen her with straight hair since she's had it cut, obviously. And oh my goodness, she just looks completely different. I said to her, oh my goodness, I don't recognise you, you know. So I, you know, wouldn't let her look in the mirror until it was completely straight, you know. So said to her, you know, do not look in the mirror, because I want it to be like a real surprise for you. So these are my vintage header papers. So yeah, I wanted it to be a complete surprise. And oh my goodness, do you know what? She cried when she saw her hair. She cried. Because I think she does find the whole curly hair thing, you know, a bit of a kind of chore, I suppose, really. And so yeah, she's always saying how she would love straight hair. I mean, honestly, the irony, I mean, I've got dead straight hair and would love curly hair, but yeah, she would love to have straight hair. So yeah, when she saw it, she actually cried. So bless her, you know. So it was all worth all that effort, you know, of the 40 minutes straightening her hair. So yeah, but that's what we've been doing this morning. So hence I'm obviously now a little bit on the late side. And then she wants to go and meet up and have a coffee with my mum and dad, because of course she can't wait to now show her hair off, you know, because it looks amazing and she looks so different. So yeah, we're going to go and meet them for coffee in a little while. So I've not got kind of that much time today, you know, compared to a normal kind of mass making. But yeah, all excited and all in a good cause, because of course she's super excited. So I hope it's going to stay like that until Christmas Day. You know, perhaps we'll get the straighteners out, you know, every couple of days or something, and re-straighten it a little bit. But I'm hoping that it's just going to stay straight now. And then, you know, she could even kind of just wear it like it on Christmas Day. I don't know. You know, like I say, it's a long time since we have straightened it, and it used to kind of like gradually get curlier again, you know, as the week went by, or, you know, as the days went by. But I'm really hoping that it's going to last, because now it's shorter. I'm kind of thinking, you know, maybe every day or every other day, we could just get up in the morning and just run the straighteners through, not the whole of it, but just the little bits that kind of need a bit of tweaking. And then I'm thinking, well, hopefully it should actually stay, you know, stay kind of curly like the whole time. Curly, stay straight. Not curly, stay straight the whole time. So yeah, fingers crossed anyway. That's the plan. So yeah, we've been having a super fun time anyway. So yeah. And she has been experimenting yesterday. Now, I'm not going to tell you quite what she's been doing, but she has been making her own paper. Yeah, so very, very, very clever method that she has been using. And honestly, she's like a mad scientist. And she's constantly in the kitchen playing around with something. It normally involves water, normally involves making a load of mess. But yeah, so I went in there and she'd put a little sign up saying, what did it say? It might have said, do not touch, and do not throw away. So yeah, I don't think I've been, oh, look at what I'm doing. I'm just chatting and not mass making these at all, assembly lining. Gone into just making them. Right. I give up today. I'm so sorry. It's obviously because Christmas is coming and I'm now like completely a shambles. So I do apologise. Anyway, never mind. We'll just do it however comes today. So yeah, obviously not really being efficient, but never mind. So yeah, she'd left a sign on the side saying, you know, do not throw away. It's drying or something. I can't remember. So yeah, I didn't really know what it was, but it just looked like a mess, obviously, on the draining board, you know, making a mess. And I thought, oh goodness. Oh, here we go again, more mess, you know. Anyway, she last night she suddenly came in the other room, you know, we were watching a film, and she came in and she said, look, Mummy, look. And she'd made this wonderful paper. So I said to her, wow, that looks incredible. And I said, would you like to do a video and do an actual tutorial for, you know, for Mummy, but for everybody, showing how to make that? Now, she did say it involved, what do you call it? You know, food colouring. And she did say it was pretty messy. So I said, well, you need to think of a way that we can do it that's going to be the least mess possible, you know, and that we can do it on video, because obviously she'd done it in the kitchen. So she was going to be thinking about that. So obviously this morning the plan was we were going to be doing the mass making video and then that video. Well, of course, then she got up and then wanted her hair straightened. So we haven't done that, but hopefully we're going to do that at some point this week. And it will be, you know, it will be sometime soon that you will see her tutorial. So she's never done a tutorial before. Obviously, we've done videos before, her and I, but they are normally obviously me doing something and her kind of doing it with me. So this time she's going to be running the show, and she's going to be teaching me, and, you know, hopefully you guys as well, how to do this thing that she's done. So yeah, that's the plan. So hopefully we're going to do that tomorrow, and I really hope that, you know, I mean, I hope that she's actually up for it tomorrow. I mean, obviously, you know what kids are like. It might come to it and she'll be like, oh no, I don't want to do it now. But I hope she does. And, you know, I hope that you guys really enjoy it when it goes up, because it was pretty ingenious what she'd done. So yeah, hopefully you guys will like it. So that's on that note. What was the other thing that I was going to say? Oh, yes. Now, for Christmas, so the last couple of years, or maybe longer than that, I've normally, you know, given a freebie and done a project for Christmas Day. So I'm going to be doing that again, obviously, this Christmas Day. Now, I haven't filmed it yet, but I have got the project all planned, and touch wood, I've got the digital all planned. So yeah, I'm hoping that we're going to have a lovely time. Obviously I need to film that this week. But I will just mention, so if you've got any puzzle pieces, or if you've got any time to be able to nip and get an old puzzle that you don't mind playing around with and altering, then that will be the theme for the Christmas project. Now, again, obviously I am mindful that, you know, and maybe not everybody even has the means to be able to get out and about. So I don't want to disclude people who maybe don't have an old puzzle or, you know, don't have the, you know, ability to go and get one. So we will have a kind of like alternative, you know, for if you didn't want to do an altered puzzle play, then you can do something else. So yeah, that's going to be the Christmas Day project anyway. So I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up and say, if you want to kind of join in, you may want to, you know, have some puzzle pieces, but, you know, not essential if you do not have puzzle pieces, or, you know, I don't know, you didn't fancy doing them, then hopefully we're going to have an alternative instead. So, yeah, that's going to be for Christmas Day. And like I say, I haven't filmed it yet, so I hope they're going to be nice. They might not be. So, yeah, we shall see. Yeah. So, I just can't believe it is actually, you know, Christmas week. It feels like the least Christmassy Christmas ever this year. I mean, I say that every year, but honestly, it's not Christmassy at all. Oh, my daughter's just come in the room. She's looking super gorgeous with her beautiful straight hair. She looks so grown up. Don't you, darling? You look so grown up with your straight hair.
I love it.
You love it. You look gorgeous, darling. So, yeah, I mean, she looks beautiful with her curly hair, but my goodness, she looks just like so grown up with her straight hair. So, yeah, she's put on a super grown up, cool outfit with her leggings, and she's got a little cool kind of flowery kind of jacket thing. So she's wearing that. She looks really grown up today. So, yeah, are you feeling super grown up, darling? I was just saying that hopefully this week we're going to do that video with that paper that you made. I've not told anyone yet what it is. Should we keep it a surprise? Because I'm thinking just in case you don't end up doing it. You know, like, because sometimes you then can't be bothered. So I'm thinking we shouldn't really, should we?
Really cool.
It is really cool.
Do you like the colours?
I love the colours, yeah.
Lots.
I said how you're a bit of a crazy scientist, aren't you? Crazy scientist. Yeah. Anyway. So, and I said we're going to meet Nanny and Grandad in a minute, aren't we, for a coffee.
I'm turning you up because I'm going to.
So, and then we're yeah, going to get a coffee and show off your lovely hair, aren't we? With your beautiful hair. Okay. There we go. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's purchased anything in the Advent Calendar series. Now, obviously, the posting, so I did a mass bulk load of posting last week. Oh my goodness, I felt terrible. I was like holding everyone up for such a time, obviously, behind me in the queue. But yeah, so I'd obviously, you know, had like, I don't know, 10 days worth of posting or whatever it was. So yeah, I will be packing up and posting again probably Wednesday. So I'm going to hopefully pack up some stuff today and then take it on Wednesday to the post office. So, and I have been hanging on to some things, you know, because just in case people purchase more than one item, you know, that then we can combine postage. But obviously, yeah, I have posted, you know, posted a lot of it. So, but there's one or two people, like the lovely Laura, who I know, you know, you've purchased a few things already. So I've pulled some, you know, hanging on to your stuff so that I can post it in one big parcel. So, yeah, thank you so much anyway to everybody who's purchased anything in the Advent Calendar series. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. So, I've just got one more day left to film. 22nd for some reason. I don't know why I've filmed Christmas Eve and the 23rd and then just left the 22nd blank. But, yeah, I haven't decided yet what to do for that. So, I had been working on a project, but I'm not sure whether it's going to get done in time. So, we shall see. but I will have something for the 22nd. So, yeah, something will be up. I'm not sure what, but something.
I thought, do you know the thing that we might be doing for my stuff that I made? And what if you can make it Christmassy colours?
We could do. Except, to be honest, that video might not go up now till after Christmas. So we might as well do normal colours now. Yeah, and I know that I had said, so I filmed a series for between the Christmas and the New Year period as well. So, yes, I've finished that series now. And, oh, hopefully we're going to have a lovely time during that series. Yeah, I hope that you really like, you know, what we're going to be doing. And I'd love it if you join along, you know, and obviously, you know, craft along with me. You know, because I know that obviously, and I know we've talked about this before, but, you know, not everybody is busy kind of during that Christmas and New Year. You know, I know that lots of people, I mean, families are very dispersed now, aren't they? And not everybody lives close to, you know, relatives and things like that. So, you know, it's nice to have some stuff to do, isn't it? And keep yourself busy if you're not, you know, not seeing loved ones and things like that. So, yeah, hopefully anyway, we're going to have a nice time. Right. Okay, let's have a look and see, because obviously I had gone off at that tangent and didn't end up kind of assembly lining them. So we've got 1, 2, 3, whoops, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Now, I have to say in the other one, I think I made 14, which, wow, I couldn't believe I'd made 14, to be honest. So, yeah, I've clearly deteriorated in the making stakes, because I can't remember the last time I made 14 of anything. So, I've obviously got a lot slower in my old age, but yeah. Right. I'm just, well, I like to think I'm not, but some people might disagree. Oh, well, I'm clinging on. Oh, well, let's not go telling everybody, shall we? Good, because not everyone needs to know. Do we? No. Right, okay, so let's decorate this one up. That's a book page one. So I'm just going to put these to one side. Oh, this one here, by the way, the blue papers, I don't think I mentioned, they're the Paris streets. I think it's Paris streets, or it could be Parisian streets. But that's what those are. So, and I think I did say the other papers.
Different art places.
Beautiful. Don't make loads of mess, will you, sweetie?
This one's actually not that messy, because I'm not
Oh gosh, I mean, famous last words. This one's not that messy. Right, this is the opulent teal papers that are in my shop, and you get this page with, well, you get a couple of pages with images on them. So I'm just actually wondering which image to use, but let's just have a look at this.
Why don't you tell me?
Right, now, shall we have this one here? We've got the beautiful castle. I think that's Windsor Castle in the background. So that looks very nice.
Have we gone to Windsor Castle?
No.
We did.
No. Right. So, oh, my son, bless him, he's been, you know, obviously started his job actually 7 weeks ago. It could be 8 weeks ago now. So yeah, he's been kind of doing that, and I mean, bless him, he has to go on the train. He's quite a long way from his work, and even if it's not particularly a long way, if it were by car, it is a long way because he's having to mess about with getting the train, and the train is constantly striking. So, oh, it's just a nightmare for him. I feel really bad that he's you know, having such a protracted journey, so many days. But yeah, bless him, he's finishing on Friday for Christmas, and he's off for the whole, you know, the whole Christmas. So I'm so pleased that he's off, you know, because I mean, actually today is a lot warmer. In fact, when I went to the gym this morning, it was 12.5 degrees. I mean, positively balmy, to be honest, because it had been, well, the coldest day was -5. So, I mean, we're like significantly hotter, obviously, than, you know, -5. But yeah, so 12.5 today. But, oh, I was just feeling so sorry for him, because a couple of times he'd obviously been having to get the bus. And of course then, you know, because the trains were striking, and of course then he's getting the bus, and then, oh, it's not a straightforward bus journey. They, you know, stop the bus. They, you know, I don't mean stop the bus, i.e. to let people off, because of course they do that. But, you know, they stop the bus as in suddenly, oh, the bus is terminating here, you know, not going any further and things like that. So he's had a bit of a rubbish kind of week, really, with his journey to work. So yeah, I'm really pleased that he's going to have some time off over Christmas and not have to endure the journey, really. So yeah, I'm sure that he's pleased as well. But he's really liking his new job. So yeah, touch wood, he's you know, he's enjoying it.
I've heard him saying that.
Haven't you? He was just saying that yesterday. Maybe you weren't listening. She said, I haven't heard from him. I mean, he's right here, you know. But the way she said it is like she's not heard from him, as if he's on holiday. But yeah, he's right here. But I think she meant she hasn't heard him saying he's enjoying his job. But he has said that. So yeah, touch wood, he is enjoying it. But he's obviously not enjoying the, you know, the cold temperatures. But yeah, I did say to him, because I obviously, oh, would you be able to just get the door for me, darling? Thank you, sweetie. It's just literally, it's parcels. Because my son, obviously, he's been doing his Christmas shopping online. So he'd already said to me, oh, Mum, I'm expecting a few parcels today. So, yeah, she's just got to let the parcel in. Thank you, sweetie. Yes?
There's a man outside and he's asking if you can take a parcel to next door.
Okay, sweetheart. Yep, take it in. Yeah, just say that we can, and then we'll take it next door later. Okay, good girl. Oh, obviously everyone's having their parcels delivered, so yeah, not the parcel that I was expecting, but anyway, it's all fine. Yeah, so, oh, I can't remember now what I was saying, to be honest. I'm kind of like listening to her with one ear. I'm so sorry that this is a bit of a disjointed video. I do apologise. Right, just deciding. So, do we quite like it like that? I'm wondering whether to leave this as a quite neutrally one. This little piece, it was just from that flea market papers, but it looks quite good there, doesn't it? So, yeah, let's just pop that down. Thank you, darling.
Art's really unique that I'm doing right now.
Is it? Best way. Unique artwork.
I did it a bit with my fingers and then I rubbed it in. Look.
Ooh.
You don't like it, do you?
Well, you know. It's okay.
Don't you like the green?
It's, well, I mean, I'm sure it will look good when it's done, is all I can say. But sometimes, you know, art has to go through like a dodgy stage, doesn't it, before it gets good. So I'm just trying to think if I have watched anything since last week. I obviously watched the second half of the Harry and Meghan, you know, when it got, you know, released, like the second half. And I know that I did touch on that very briefly last week. And, you know, I said I'm not going to say too much because, I mean, I know that that seems a bit of a kind of topical, I know the expression is political hot potato, but that's like a topical hot potato, isn't it? And I just don't want to, you know, kind of like, yeah, attract any kind of like mean comments or anything, you know. But I said before, I mean, you know, I mean, I've quite enjoyed watching them. You know, I think personally they seem like they're quite in love, and, you know, I just think, and I know I said this last week, you know, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. And I think, you know, as kind of, well, definitely as a nation, and I don't speak for all nations because obviously I live here in the UK. I don't know what other nations are like, but I think we are very quick to blame the woman. And I think that's kind of like happened there. Again, that's just my opinion, and please don't crucify me for expressing my opinion. So I'm going to kind of steer clear and not really say too much else about it other than I've enjoyed it, you know, and I just think, do you know what? Each to their own, and, you know, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. And to be honest, I'm sure that probably life is much tougher than we, you know, imagine, with all those pressures of, you know, that come with being in the public eye like that. Because, you know, we kind of, well, I don't know. I mean, they read out quite a few things where, you know, they were reading kind of things that had been written, you know, especially about her, but I mean, as a couple as well. Horrible, horrible things, you know. And I mean, imagine reading those things about either about yourself, you know, name calling and worse, and, you know, or about your wife. I mean, just not nice. So yeah, I think, you know, personally, it can't be very nice, to be honest, to have been on the receiving end of any of the barrage of abuse that they've had. And yeah, I just think, you know, not nice really. And, you know, kind of sometimes people are very, very unkind, you know, for no kind of justified reasons at all. And, you know, but yeah, that's probably where I should leave it, because like I say, I do realise that people seem very, oh, what's the word? You know, they have strong opinions, don't they, about what's going on with Harry and Meghan and, you know, everything else. But, you know, personally, I don't really have strong opinions about it. I just, you know, I enjoyed seeing the documentary, and, you know, yeah. I mean, anyway, there we go. Right. Yeah, I mean, mainly I just can't believe that we're actually here Christmas week. I mean, what on earth has gone on? Where has this year gone?
It's snowing there.
No, I mean, hopefully it's not going to. Look, she's sad because it's not snowing. I'm like, oh, let's hope it's not going to. She's now pulling faces at me. Nobody wants snow, darling, except for you. Just you. I don't want snow.
And my friends love snow.
No. I mean, again,
Why do you
it's
not
just
like
so
snow?
well.
It's so cool. For snow.
Is it though?
I love snow. It makes my hands cold.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It just makes everywhere cold. Right, let's just try one of these. So I've just got some of my bright butterflies here, but this is like the neutral colours. So in the bright butterflies, you do get a page of kind of browns and neutrals, kind of toned butterflies as well. So yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry if I've just been rambling this morning. Honestly, I can't actually kind of remember half of the transitions between conversations. So I'm not sure whether it's gone very smoothly or whether I've just literally rambled from one thing to another and it's all just merged into one. So I do apologise if that's been the experience. It was not intentional, but yeah, it's just how it seems to have gone.
I don't think you've been rambling.
You don't think I've been rambling?
No.
Oh, thank you.
Are you excited for your Christmas present?
Oh, yeah. So my daughter has wrapped me up a bunch of stuff in an envelope under the tree. It's the only present under the tree at the moment. And yeah, she keeps adding to it and putting extra things in there. So as she's obviously going around the house, she kind of like sees something else and thinks, oh, Mum would like that, and keep putting extra things in, don't you, darling?
Mm-hmm.
Which is so kind of you. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what my present is.
One of them you can eat.
Ooh, an edible present. I mean, we all like that, don't we?
And by the way, if you ask, it is vegan.
Oh, thank you. A vegan edible something. I'm intrigued what that could possibly be. Thank you. I mean, obviously, she doesn't have access to money, so these are things that she's found from around the house. So, yeah, very excited
We don't know what it is because we find it around the house.
Let's hope it's let's hope it's nice.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I don't know, thank you.
It's something
That's
that you eat
the
lots.
thought that counts, thank you.
Do you eat it? Lots.
There we go, I'll just put
But
some
it's
bling
like-
in here.
It's like you eat the actual thing sometimes, but you eat things a lot of the time in it. You eat lots of that inside of a thing.
Oh, I am intrigued now. Right, okay, so that is that pocket. I mean, how pretty does that look? So, yeah, it's just got a couple of the invoice headers and obviously that piece from the upland tail and the butterfly, but doesn't that look so pretty? And I know I talk about this all the time. I do struggle with doing the neutral things, although I think the last couple of weeks in the mass making I've done neutral, so maybe I'm improving, I don't know. Right, so these are the pockets that we have made. And obviously this is the one that we have decorated up. So yeah, I hope that you like it. And yeah, I'm going to obviously say Happy Christmas now because, like I say, I now, all the videos that I will be putting up between now and Christmas Day, obviously I've filmed, you know, pre-filmed them ahead. So they're not kind of like what I would call more of a live kind of scenario. So I will see you guys tomorrow, obviously, for the continuation of the Advent Calendar series. But I will see you guys on Christmas Day with, you know, Christmas Day project. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've now had to stop the video and cough. I'd done so well by not stopping the video for the whole filming. And now I've had to stop it at the last point. So, yes, I will see you guys on Christmas Day, like, as, you know, as I say, with a Christmas project that will hopefully, you know, just keep you entertained if you are, you know, at a loss for something to do or just want some crafting to do over Christmas. And then I'll be back, obviously, with my series starting on Boxing Day. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas, a fantastic few days in the run up to Christmas. And, yeah, thank you so much. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks, then.
Bye.
Bye.